sometimes you just have to do all the sets and all the promos and everything. I've joined this game with Grey Crow. I guess tonight kind of going for the more random mixed up sort of route with the videos and just see what happens as well. Alright. Rule number 1, in a game full of randomness, take the portal. So, got the spike, or scrap flinger. I don't think I really want to go with another heavy yet, so gonna go ahead and take the opportunity to buy reputation. I think there's plenty of non-heavy, or non-power needing cards in the center row, so want to be able to stay open and buy some rune-based cards. Might get paid off to buy the Spider Witch here. I think I could take the Mystic. I'm going to pass on the Spider Witch because I think if he takes it, it's not going to be as high impact for him as it is for me. I really would like to draw the Scrap Flinger here so I could banish a Militia with that Phase Fiend. And unfortunately it was the Mystic instead. Now I will take the Spider Witch. And I'm going to go ahead and Phase Fiend an Apprentice to avoid the likelihood of him doing the same thing anytime soon. So, gonna see. Doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to get that acidic. Yeah, he avoided banishing in order to do just that. Now Deathsworn Warrior, though, coming out could be a huge game for me, because that's gonna create an opportunity to do some banishing, and I could even buy the Initiate's Gauntlets. I don't have any other void cards. He doesn't. He's got one. The thing is, I don't want him flipping the Initiate's Gauntlets. I don't know that it's likely that either of us are going to that soon. So, don't necessarily need the Sensei either. I think I'll just buy the reputation, get my Neri, still waiting kind of on just better cards to pop into the center row. With all the sets and all the promos, there are likely to be some super high impact cards at some point. And so I am just kind of playing a game waiting for those. Just going to beat this monster to clear it out of the way. And now the most powerful thing I can do is either just buy a Mystic or Great Omen Raven. I think the Great Omen Raven, because of the synergy it has for my Lifebound stuff, I will take. At some point I do want to pick up a construct to use my Scrap Flinger with. Maybe the Initiate's Gauntlets is something I should have thought about a little bit harder at the time. But, you know, like I said, the upside, it's not super likely to do much for me at this point in the game. Gonna get to, oh, that's a big Unite, because now I get the Lionheart, and my Lifebound deck really starts to take shape. And I'm going to go ahead and banish a Militia, and I'm going to go ahead and banish this Deathsworn Warrior to get another Apprentice. I just don't want to draw Militia-type cards, so at this stage in the game, I want to be open to buy whatever pops out there, and I want to thin my deck at the most immediate rate possible to start drawing cards like Lionheart and Great Omen Raven and Neri and Spider Witch together. Trying to kind of just take advantage of the early start that I had by buying those Unite cards. Most likely to hit an Apprentice, so I'll name that. And so now I managed to unite all of those, and it just luckily happens to be nighttime, so I'm going to go ahead and beat the Light of False Hope. And then now it's a choice between maybe the Altar, maybe the Curator. I think the Curator is just, it's pretty high power in this combination of sets. And I almost missed it. I put Neri's Blessing in my deck for a reason. I'm a lifebound player, and the odds of going lifebound were high, and so I got paid off by now. I will always unite. And I think I could skip that card. Just going to build up for lifebound rallies here. Again, just trying to keep my deck as thin as possible. I think the game will be over pretty soon, and I just want to unite as much as possible and end it. Already up 29-0, so to say that it has played out well, maybe an understatement. And again, the Nary Great Omen Raven now is still most likely to draw an apprentice over all the cards, but drew a Spider Witch, which is fine and very good. And now I think I will take the Initiate's Gauntlets, if nothing else, just for the power. It's something I can pitch to the Scrap Flinger. Nothing to banish here, and that is it for that turn. See if this Curator pays me off or not for taking it over the big Makana construct there that was 5 for 5. So banish the Makana construct because I want to buy whatever portal. And okay, Path Warden, pretty nice. May create a huge turn, and I'll buy heavy. We're getting late enough in the game now that I want to just take any honor that we can get. Especially now I've got Path Warden to go with it too. I may have a turn where I want to just beat a lot of monsters to finish this thing off if I draw the Path Warden. I think something that maybe paid off some in this game was being conservative in which cards I bought out of the center row. Not just taking, like, so I've noticed he's got the Aura Sensei. He picked up Adartha. Okay, we'll talk about that some more a little bit later, but and then I ended up with like a Lionheart popped out as he started buying some of the cards that I chose not to buy. So sometimes there is some method in that madness. Now, let's see, Aether Curator, I'm going to banish a monster, which it seems, alright, so I can probably beat the Crawler, which is probably what I want to do, because it gets rid of both of his constructs. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the Gauntlets, beat the Crawler, always take the Portal, and then just go ahead and buy a couple of heavies. Well in hand, just go ahead and take all of the honor that I can at this point. And there's the Path Warden, so if I do have another turn, I can definitely go after a bunch of monsters and just take honor, at a better rate. He will get the Sadistic Giant probably, or the Lagoon Troll, but either one I'd be happy to have on the board with this Path Warden. So, I will get one more turn, and it will be my last turn. At least, okay, I used his Lunar Embrace. He can't beat anything with it. So, unite this with nothing because of Nary's Blessing. And then, drew the Scrap Flinger too. Nice. So, gonna go ahead and beat the Lagoon Troll. To draw a card. Again, I guess first to do the Spider Witch, see if I get more power. Beat another Lagoon Troll, draw another card. And then have 7, so I think either beat the Polaris and buy a heavy, that's 6, or buy it's more value it's just as much or more value to beat the Polaris, so gonna take out his construct and beat a Cultist because I can. So the Lifebound really just ran off with the honor pool, and that's what I'm trying to say is because of my selectiveness. Maybe I had a better shot at picking up some of those Lifebound cards, and I waited on the Spider Witch another round till it became more likely that I would have other cards to unite it with. And as luck had it, I did pretty quickly thereafter have the Lionheart as well and the Great Omen Raven to help unite it. So that really paid off. May try to do a second when I've been challenged to a rematch here, so thanks for joining me.